Good afternoon. These are your BYU-Idaho Radio evening headlines for Monday, June 8th, 2026. Thanks for listening. I'm Noah Allen. Grizzly bear research has begun up in Yellowstone. Jack Esplin has the story.
Grizzly bear research is underway in the Greater Yellowstone Ecosystem, or GYE. The purpose of the research, which is being conducted by the Interagency Grizzly Bear Study Team, or IGBST, is to monitor grizzlies and collect data on their lives and well-being in order to extend and preserve the species. The reason this project is so important is because grizzly bears are listed as threatened under the Endangered Species Act.
They're also kind of an iconic and treasured species in the region by, people from across the world. And so having accurate data that helps provide information to those management agencies so that they can, have the best available science to, implement the actions for recovery is crucial.
Matthew Gold is the team leader for the IGBST and a biologist for the U.S. Geological Survey, which is the independent research arm of the U.S. Department of the Interior. Gold's team focuses solely on grizzly bears in the GYE. They collect data on the bears by capturing them and attaching radio collars to them. These collars then allow the team to collect data regarding a plethora of things, such as their survival and mortality rates, whether or not females have reproduced, how long their young live and how big their litter sizes are, where the bears live, how long they hibernate for, and more. Research efforts began more than 50 years ago, in 1973 to be exact. Since then, the IGBST has gathered lots of data, which is sent to federal, state, and tribal agencies to monitor the population trends in the GYE every year.
So this is an incredibly unique and special monitoring program that really allows us to get a glimpse into the lives of grizzly bears over generations.
Although research is done year-round, Gold's team conducts capturing and collaring only from May to October when the bears aren't hibernating. Gold says the public can even help by sending pictures and videos of grizzlies they see to their state's wildlife agency, such as the Idaho Department of Fish and Game for Idaho, or to Yellowstone National Park itself. For more information, just go to usgs.gov and search for Interagency Grizzly Bear Study Team, or simply search IGBST online. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Jack Esplin.
Gas prices have taken a dramatic dip since last week. According to a AAA news release, the average cost for a gallon of gas in Idaho is down to $4.51, 10 cents less than last week, but still $1.24 more than this time last year. The national average is $4.16, which is also 10 cents cheaper than last week. Idaho still ranks in the top 10 for most expensive gas despite the decrease in prices. Here are the average gas prices for nearby cities. $4.51 in Rexburg, $4.40 in Idaho Falls, and $4.58 in Pocatello. Groundbreaking ceremonies for two temples of the Church of Jesus Christ were held this weekend. According to the church newsroom, both the Springfield, Missouri and Missoula, Montana temples groundbreakings happened this past Saturday. The Springfield, Missouri temple will be the third temple in the state after being announced by late church president Russell M. Nelson in April of 2023. The Missoula, Montana temple will be the third house of the Lord in its state as well, joining the Billings, Montana temple and the Helena, Montana temple. These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio evening headlines for June 8th, 2026. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Just search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. You can also ask your smart speakers to play KBYI 94.3 FM. This is BYU-Idaho Radio, and I'm Noah Allen.